Welcome back to Wave of Dalker. Normal people. Just about normal people. I'm trying that new thing with Dalker. I don't know why I'm saying that. I just finished normal people. Dalker reviews. I started on Tuesday. This is loud. Started on Tuesday. Finished it today on Sunday. Yeah, I dug this show immediately. I'd heard about it for a while. I just finished Seinfeld. I was trying to watch the old X-Men cartoon, but I couldn't get into it before I was going to bed, and I just fallen asleep. I wasn't syncing up with it. I started watching Veep. I'll probably start watching Veep again after this. But I was like, I'm gonna watch Normal People, 12 episodes. I love Daisy Edgar Jones. I loved her in Twisters, and she's just a very pretty and very talented and very charismatic and funny actress. And After Sun, Paul Mescal fucked me up, and I just know that he's known for that sort of role. I'm excited to see him in Gladiator too. So I was like, you know what? This is the show that kind of propelled them into the spotlight, so I'm going to check it out. And I thought the show was fantastic. I appreciate shows that don't really romanticize romance, if that makes sense. And I like that there wasn't much cat and mouse kind of going on at all, really. Like episode 1, it's like, okay, Connell, you establish that he's kind of that jock type in high school. You establish that Marianne is the nerd loser type. Like, she says she's ugly later in the show. That's ridiculous. She was always pretty. But you establish that sort of dynamic, and her, kind of getting bullied by all the other people in school besides Connell being like the very quiet, stoic type. You establish that. You establish the relationship with Connell's mother working for Marianne's mom and cleaning their house. You establish that connection. And then just getting them to kiss in the first episode, I think that's just fantastic, just allowing the dynamic to propel itself. And I enjoyed it. I also, when they leave for Trinity, I honestly, because I feel like with a lot of these shows where it's like like unrequited love or like a breakup and then they re-encounter later in the series, I feel like it's almost predictable. But like I was watching the episode when Connell meets the one dude in his class, and then the guy in the class invites him to the party, and they're hanging out at the party, and then he's like, hey, I want to introduce you to somebody, and he walks out, and then he sees Marianne. I wasn't expecting that. Like I leaned up. There's so many moments in this show where I leaned off my bed, watching it back there, and just leaned forward and was sitting up and watching it. So I was like, damn, this is it. This is the prime stuff. They portrayed intimacy really well. I appreciated that. I thought that was neat. They didn't really make a show of it. It felt real. It felt passionate. And I loved the just what it meant to them as a couple and as characters. Once they break up and Marianne gets up with that dickhead twat piece of shit Jamie, where he's like, yeah, he's kind of a sadist, he likes to inflict pain. I was like, oh well, fuck this guy. And then she kind of starts to get into it, and then she gets with that photographer and he does the same thing. She starts to feel the need to kind of be looked down upon, and that's also coming from her family that kind of pretty much overtly dislikes her. Brother, relatively abusive because their father hit their mother, and maybe he hit her brother, I'm not sure, but just that kind of connection. And then her starting to feel compelled to feel that way during intimacy, feeling the need to not be looked at, not being cared for during intimacy, and then getting back with Connell in the end of the show, and she's still in that headspace, asking for it, and he's like, no, I can't do that, that's not me, that's not who we are. And then their reconnection towards the end, where they're finally back to the passion that they were feeling with each other. I thought that was fantastic writing, and just showing the progression and just everything. I thought that was incredible. They're just both incredible actors. I thought Paul Mescal, I'm not gonna say they both, they are the main characters, but I thought he was just so fantastic in this, just the stoicness, but also fantastic bait and switch. Episode 9, kind of building up and showing primarily Marianne in Sweden with her new boy, the photographer boyfriend, and just showing how unhappy she is with everything. And then first episode, first shot, circling I dislike myself. All right, well, Marianne went to some sort of counseling or therapy, and then it cuts and it's Connell. I thought that was fantastic bait and switch. I truly was not expecting that. And then episode 10, to me, is the best episode in the series. I cried like 6 or 7 times. I thought it was brilliant. Just showing how loss can affect someone and showing how much, getting them to reconnect through that. And just him going, I'm gonna getting teary. I would think about it now, but like him, like going to therapy and like pouring out like how much his friend meant to him, and just the feeling of guilt for not reaching out to him and starting to cry and then feeling the need to apologize. And that's just like, that's like common therapy stuff, but then it's just so wonderful. And then episode 11, obviously, with the brother just being his usual, dickhead self, and then Connell coming to save Marianne and just saying like, that's never gonna happen again. I thought the ending, I was a little disappointed by the ending. I'm glad that, it ended on a positive note. Like, I'm glad it didn't end with like something horrible happening and then breaking up again. But I don't know, I kind of wish there was a little bit more. I don't know what I would have wished more, but I mean, the final line being, I'll go and I'll stay. I understand the ideas behind it, like her finally getting her content life, Connell finally, branching out and like going somewhere where he's going to be away from Marianne, who's kind of his rock, who is his rock. I understand like the emotional implication of that, but I don't know. I just kind of wish that there was something else. Like, I think I'm cool with everything that happened in the episode, but I wish the last line was something that impacted me a little bit more. Like, I didn't really cry at all in the last episode. I was expecting to cry my eyes out, but episode 10 was most of my tears. But I thought the show was just so fantastic. Just the reality of a relationship with someone, friend or partner. It just, the way that develops, through high school, through college. I thought it was just beautifully written. Kind of want to read the book now. One of my friends, I asked her if she was watching this, so she said she was reading the book, so I guess the book is good, so maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, I mean, just the acting was fantastic. Shot really, really well. The episode where they get coffee, like the episode where Marianne reveals that she's dating Jamie, there's like a shot where it's like medium shot, it's just with her at the coffee stand. I just think it's brilliantly, like the composition's great, framing's great. The whole thing was just shot really, really well. And there's many moments where I'm like, damn, like that's an impressive shot. Just well shot, well acted, well directed, well written, fantastic show. Check it out. Yeah, I loved it. It's gonna be like, I think that, and honestly After Sun, maybe like a Down in the Pits rewatch, just, really embellish in the feelings and get myself going. But yeah, really, really good. Normal People, watch it. Good show. Peace out.